second half, but I'm taking you with a ride with me. Hopefully you will be the first adopter of this and you tell other people about it. Geranylgeraniol is an endogenous nutrient in our body, which means your body makes it. Almost the moment I say that, you want to ask the question, why does our body make GG and what is it for? If you walk out of this room and you know that, you are blessed and you can tell other people about it. And it's not yet even in biochemistry textbook, never mind nutrition textbook, medical textbook, nowhere there. So biochemistry, stay with me and I think you're going to love it. So this molecule is found in plant as it is in mammal. Beautiful is enough. On a plant, the green color, look, GG, the top, if the two OH groups stick together, that is carotenoid. So the next time you eat your vegetable and fruit, you see the color, think GG. Two molecules of GG make carotene. All the carotene you prescribe, you take. Lutein, beta-carotene, go on and on. We have 600 of them. They all came from GG. Can you imagine that? So the next one, tocotrienol. See, the reason I discovered the GG there is because the plant used GG to make tocotrienol. You see, the whole GG is on the tocotrienol molecule. The other one is probably most interesting. What plant are not green color? Chlorophyll. The entire tail of chlorophyll is GG. There. So without GG, plant cannot live. We are grateful they are GG because you depend on the plant to have the life that we have, right? Now on the mammalian side, look at that. MK4, the entire tail of MK4 is GG. I'm going to come back to this one. Look at CoQ10. 2.5, CoQ10 is like an albatross. You know, it's just huge, you know. It's hard to absorb, so everybody talk about bioavailability because they can't get that in. But if you take GG, 2.5 molecule of GG is the entire tail of CoQ10. I bet you heard this for the first time. When have you heard how you can make CoQ10? You can take CoQ10. GG makes CoQ10, and GG makes MK4. Not MK7. I know many of you hear about MK7, but I'll come to that. All right, this one here, a little bit more. This one here, I'm wanting to say the bioavailability side. Look at the bottom diagram. See that? The pharmaceutical company came up with the phrase small molecule. Anything molecular weight less than 1,000, and anything more than 1,000 is not. So the smallest of the large molecule is insulin. It's about 6,000 molecular weight. And even that, we have to inject. Otherwise, the body can't absorb. So then look at the small molecule. The largest of the small molecule is CoQ10. It's already reaching 1,000. It's very difficult to get CoQ10 to get in our body because it's so huge. Meanwhile, look at GG, 3 times smaller than the size of CoQ10. So it's easy to absorb like that. So people say that CoQ10 is ubiquitous. May I say that MK4 and CoQ10 is ubiquitous because GG is ubiquitous. It's more that. And GG is endogenous in your body. So I'm going to move on to this. Think this is a pathway. I'm not showing you to see how smart I am as a biochemist. This pathway, mevalonic acid pathway, is interstate 95. We have many interstates in the country, but no interstate is traveled as much as from Maine to Florida, 95. This is it. Because we need cholesterol to live. We demonize cholesterol because of hypercholesterolemia. Otherwise, 9 Nobel Prizes are given for cholesterol. So cholesterol must be doing something right in our body, like that. And this is the highway. So if you look, and the body makes 5 carbon at a time. Mevalonic acid, 5, and then 15 farnesol. You go left, making squalene and then cholesterol, like that. Now, go down, people usually don't think about that. That is your GG. Sitting right there on the interstate 95 is your GG. Nobody talks about. And then, but everybody talks about CoQ10. Probably nobody talks about MK4 until now. And then GG is also required for the synthesis of skeletal muscle protein. I will crystallize this in the next slide because of drug prescription and drug taking. Statin drug hits at C5. See that? It must be very powerful because at C15 and 30 steps later, cholesterol drop like mad, 40-50%. We know this. It is the most successful drug out there. You can demonize that in the way you want, but it is the most successful cholesterol-lowering drug anybody know about. But statin drug, it inhibits at C5 and cholesterol drop. 50 million people take statin. 10 times less is FTI, bisphosphonate, postmenopausal women to bring strong calcium to the bone. That's it. Hit at C15. Now, once you hit, let me stay on this for a few moments. You hit on the statin drugs, right? Everybody know when you take statin drug, cholesterol drop, a good thing. You take statin drug, CoQ10 drop. Everybody in this room knows that. What people don't know in this room is CoQ10 drop because GG drop. Look at that. CoQ10 cannot drop before GG because GG is required for the synthesis of CoQ10. See that? So it's inhibiting GG. Now, how do you map this together? You and I would care if you take statin drug to take CoQ10. The traditional cardiologist does not care. He or she will only care. Do you have any back pain, muscle pain? See, they always ask. They're fishing for myopathy. That's there. Skeletal muscle protein synthesis. GG is required for the synthesis of skeletal muscle. There it is. So GG is a piece that connects the dot to skeletal muscle protein synthesis and CoQ10, but they're not in the same pathway. So if you take GG, because of this, we are all in. We have a study in Texas now, Texas Tech University in Lubbock, Texas, on people who are taking statin drugs under a cardiologist's care, who have confirmed myopathy and walking on a medical treadmill. Those on GG and those not on GG. The study is ongoing. We probably won't know until the end of this year to figure out if we would mitigate the myopathy. So that's it. So this is as clear as I bring it out to be. So now I can only show you on animal study and some biochemistry. This is a protein synthesis part. I don't want to bore you on this. It probably, and also work on sarcopenia. So that means not necessarily on statin. Sarcopenia, that's a big problem, you know. As we age, we lose muscle mass, and we try to resist the muscle mass loss by having exercise. So that piece, sarcopenia is lack of making muscle, and therefore it's also a GG piece. Everybody in the room knows we need amino acid and creatine and some of these branch amino acid like that. Those are the fuel for making the protein. But most people don't know. If I go back, see this slide here? Look at the protein thing. You need the GG. A protein has molecular weight typically like 100,000. It is much, much bigger than an albatross because CoQ10 is 1,000 like that. So when the protein is half made, something have to hold on to the protein. Does everybody ever explain to you? If you take copious amount of protein, it doesn't just go to where you think you want to go to. The protein is chopped liver. It becomes like amino acid. And then they have to restitch it back. And how does it restitch it back? In the nucleus. The DNA do it. We have 20 essential amino acids. The permutation will be impossible to fathom, except if you're controlled by the DNA. So the DNA make one amino acid at a time to stitch it on. And then when it's half stitched on, then the protein is already 50,000. It's huge. So there's something holding on to the protein, partially made protein, until it's fully made. That unassuming compound is GG.